Yeah, hi there. In this tutorial, we are continuing with inheritance. So I'm taking an inheritance example in this tutorial. So we covered inheritance example, inheritance theory actually in the previous tutorial where we learned that in inheritance we have a class called as a subclass, or a child class, which or a derived class which inherits all the properties of its base class or the parent class. So the idea of the inheritance is that we have a base class, or a parent class, which defines some properties, and then there is another class, which is a child class, which actually inherits all the properties of its parent class. And also it has the option that it can override any of the properties which it inherits, or it can define some new properties. So that's the overall idea behind the inheritance. So we'll start with taking an example of employee. So we are creating an employee class. It has two attributes, employee ID and the employee name. So this is what we are specifying in the initialization method. Now we have a salaried employee. So this employee acts as a base class or as a parent class. Now we are extending this employee class in other classes, which are called as the derived class based on this employee class. So our first derived class is the salaried employee. So a salaried employee, obviously, since he's an employee, he will be having an employee ID name and a fixed monthly salary because he's a salaried employee. So the first two attributes you see in the init method for a salaried employee are employee ID name, and the third attribute is the monthly salary. Now, you just notice that since salaried employee is based on the employee class, so that this is what we are specifying here, that salaried employee is a subclass or a derived class of employee. Okay, now in the init method, since we already have a init method is specified in the employee, which takes care of the first two attributes, that is employee ID and name, so we'll make the use of that method. So what we are doing is we are calling the super class, that is the parents class init method, super dot init, and we are passing employee ID and name, so that will initialize an employee ID and the name for this salaried employee class. And the attribute that is left is monthly salary, that we are setting directly using self dot monthly salary equals to monthly salary. And then we have an instance method, calculate yearly payroll. So basically it calculates the um, yearly salary of this employee, just multiplying the monthly salary by 12 and returns the yearly salary. Now we have another derived class, which is hourly employee. So again, it is derived from the employee class directly. So since the hourly employee will again have employee ID and name, and the other attributes he would have is the number of hours he worked and what is the rate that was charged per hour. So these are the attributes which are passed in the init method: employee ID, employee name, hours worked, and what is the rate, hour rate. So again, we are calling the parent class init method using super.init and passing employee ID and name. So that will take care of these two attributes. That is, initialization of these two attributes is done using the parents init method. Now these two attributes, remaining attributes, hours worked and hour rate, so that we can directly set using self.hours worked equals to hours worked and self.hour rate is hour rate. Now within this we are again specifying an instance method, calculate yearly payroll, the same name that we have given in the um, salaried employee. Now what it does is calculate yearly payroll. So based on the number of hours worked per day and the rate for which per hour was charged, we multiplied it by 365 and we return the yearly payroll of this particular employee, hourly employee. Now next we have a subclass or a derived class called as commission employee. Now this commission employee is not directly derived from the employee class, but actually it is derived from the salaried employee class, because a commission employee will have a fixed monthly salary, and apart from that there will be some commission. Okay, So in the init method, we'll see employee ID, name, monthly salary, and monthly commission. So if you notice in the salaried employee, we had employee ID, name, monthly salary. So these first three attributes, employee ID, name, and monthly salary, are the same as it was in the salaried employee. And the additional attribute for this particular class is the monthly commission. So we'll call parents init method, that is super.init, and we'll pass employee ID, name, and monthly salary. So this will take care of the initialization of these first three attributes. And the fourth attribute, that is the monthly commission, is initialized directly using self.monthly commission equals to monthly commission. Again, we have an instance method that is calculate yearly payroll. So what it does, it now in salaried employee, we also had the same method, calculate yearly payroll. So what we can do, we can make the use of that method. So what we are doing, we are calling super dot calculate yearly payroll. So this will return the payroll of this employee, that is based on the monthly salary. So that will be kind of a fixed payroll, yearly fixed payroll. And yearly commission is 12 into monthly commissions. And if we add the two, we'll get the yearly fixed plus yearly commission. We get the yearly payroll of this commissioned employee. So we have these type of employees, as you saw. So the employee is the base class, and um, from this employee base class, we created a derived class called as salaried employee, and another derived class called as hourly employee. And from the salaried employee, we created another class called as commissioned employee. So in this way, we can create the hierarchies, and from base class to a derived class and to the further derived class and so on. Okay, now we have a class called as payroll system, in which we are just specifying a method called as calculate yearly payroll, and we are passing a list of employees to it. So what it does, it actually loops through this list of employees, and for each employee it prints the employee ID, employee name, and it calls the employees calculate yearly payroll. Now thing to notice, each employee has this calculate yearly payroll method specified, and this is uh, different for each type of employee. So for a commissioned employee, it's a different logic. For a hourly employee, it's a different logic, and for salaried employee, it's a different logic. So based on the type of the employee, that particular method would be applied. So what we are doing is we are creating three employees. One is the salaried employee with ID 1, name is Vicky Kaushal, and monthly salary is 50,000. Employee 2 is an hourly employee with ID 2. Name is Ayushman Khurana. It's Since he's an hourly employee, so he works 8 hours in a day, and the rate is 700 per hour. And employee 3 is a commission employee. Name is Jay Bora with ID 3, and since he's a commission employee, so he's a fixed salary and a monthly fixed salary and monthly commission. So monthly fixed salary is 25,000 and monthly commission is 500. Okay, so this is what we have done. We have created three employees. Now what we are doing is we are creating an object of class payroll system. So our object is called as HR payroll system, which is an object of payroll system. And within HR payroll system, we are calling this method calculate yearly payroll, and we are passing the list of employees as a list. So what will happen? It will call this particular method calculate yearly payroll, and this list of employees is passed as an input or as an parameter to this method. And within this calculate yearly payroll method, it will loop through the employees, and for each employee it will print the employee ID, name, and the yearly payroll. So this is what you see for yearly payroll. For employee 1 is this, yearly payroll for employee 2 is this, and yearly payroll for employee 3 is this. So in this way, we can make the use of inheritance to create one base class, and uh, subsequently we can create other derived classes based on the base class. And it can go up to n level. I mean, it's not necessary that we create only one derived class. So a derived class can also act as a base class for another derived class, and so on. So that's it in this tutorial. Thank you.